Well, guys, we're getting into Group B here. Part 2 of my ESEA Season 36 North American Premier Group Stage overview and discussion. Hope you enjoyed that first one, by the way. If you also are new watching this video, or even if you forgot the last time, please do leave that please do subscribe. Really helps me out. Trying to hit 50 by the end of the month. Even more than that would be an amazing gift. Guys, don't forget to leave that like or comment too if you have enjoyed or do enjoy this video. Please, those subs, they really help me out a lot, and greatly appreciate it from y'all. To go back over to the groups though, in case you did not watch that Group A video and you don't want to go back to the first one, but you know, good idea to go back and look over that first group. There's a lot of interesting teams and rosters in there. Right opportunity. Easter egg right there. But let's go over the Group A. Right Opportunity, Mythic Reborn, Extra Assault, Rise Esports Club, SKDC, GGPR, Timberman, Russian Canadians, Eclipse Esports, and X-Recon 5. Not actually sponsored by Recon 5. Now our Group B, what we're going to discuss this time around: Rebirth, Triumph, High Coast, Rugrats, RBG Sports, Red, Black, Gold, Imperium, Big Chillin, Secret Club, Third Impact, and Hates Chess Club. Well, let's dispense with the pleasantries, folks. Let's get right into this discussion, kicking things off with Rebirth. Does not have a paid starting 5, and I'm unsure of who actually will be their starting lineup. I believe they just added in Shaniak, which I think is a really good start. They have Curry as well. Rechi's a solid player. Tropical has done some good things too. Who you are, I don't know. If you actually don't want to start, that's okay. But if you're a starting player, please, like I discussed in the last video, please, guys, don't be stupid and have an unmarketable name where nobody knows who you are. This is going to be your name in the server. This is going to be your name when people are looking overall at your team to see, maybe we should pick that guy up for our higher level team. Have yourself a marketable brand. Do what guys like Swisher are doing, like Shake and Junior. Streaming, building that brand, and trying to grow yourself so you are more marketable to orgs. Okay? It's a common occurrence in NA, stuff like this, or meme names. We actually don't have, I don't think, very many meme names at all in this season, which is, I think Hates Chess Club probably the most memey of them all, but it's really good to see to more normal names. So, on a side note there, but to get back to this one, if this roster consists of Curry and Shaniak, Rechi, Tropical I think would be a solid one, maybe even Carson. This roster could do some serious damage. How they'll do in BO3s, I'm not sure. I think that remains to be seen with a lot of these teams in Premier in the early going. But I think that this team has some good potential, especially with these two, and Shaniak and Curry especially. So, Firm or Triumph, member Curry. And well, that brings us into our next team. The Deer team. Triumph. Tacitus is the coach. Shake, Cooper, B-Wills, CXEI, and Viz. Well, folks, I think this is going to be a bit of a freaking leak video in terms of the Triumph roster. I was waiting for Triumph's official announcement on that. I don't think it's come yet. I haven't checked Twitter in the last, hour and a half. But if it hasn't, here you go. The leaks are in. Triumph's new starting roster consists of Cooper, CXEI, and Viz as new additions to the core of now Shake and B-Wills, adding to the incessant roster changes that this Triumph roster has undergone since the inception of 2020. Triumph. I love these guys. I love this team. I think the addition of Viz is spectacular. Viz is such a good player. Viz and Grape are two of my favorite players to watch in coming up from Advanced and into MDL, and Viz should definitely shine on this Triumph roster under the tutelage of Shake, Zula, and Tacitus. CXZI was doing a stint with Gen G where he did perform very well over there, and well, Cooper, he's a known quantity. He's going to be a solid opera, not an opera like Junior. Different style, but I know Shake can work with it and make good things happen here. Triumph, I would say, is a pick for a top 2 placing in this group and a chance to make it back to ESL Pro League. 100% here. Wait, There's a team that's missing. I'm going to completely forget about that right now. But let's go through here. Let's move forward. I'll bring that up at the end. High Coast. Formerly known as the New England Whalers. High Coast. Maybe this is going to be their fifth player, Grevin. We'll see. Unknown who this team's fifth is going to be to replace the absence of B-Wheels or Boo, both of which left. So, we'll see. DJ Ponalone. Happy birthday to Josh, by the way. Happy birthday, birthday boy. Rampage, Ben Leet, Munster, the coach. This team, a lot of potential as well. I predict them probably for another top 2 spot. I think Group B has a lot more competition in terms of high-level competition than Group A. I think this is definitely a group of death in that sense, but will definitely make for some of the most fun viewing experiences in Premier across all the regions, 100% here. Also, thanks to High Coast for popping in here, Swedish Org coming into North America. Thank you guys again, and well, this team, one to keep an eye on. Rugrats, who will be your starting 5? That remains to be seen. Are we going to see the inevitable minus twice plus twice? I don't know. Infinite also on this roster is very interesting to keep an eye on. Jazz Pimp and Cynic and Cobra, the only players paid so far. Potentially Ange and Mata, but Ange over in the Valorant's world. Hunter and Xander over there as well. Mata could be back on the Rugrats team. We shall see. But until this team has a set starting 5, I will withhold judgment on them and what they can do. But Jaspim, Cynic, and Cobra, all very solid players in the Premier level, so shouldn't be a bad roster either way it goes. RBG, new additions of Chop and Wolfie. I think this is going to be a pretty good team to keep an eye on too. They made it to playoffs last year if my memory serves me correctly. Yes, 11-6 was good enough for playoffs in the previous season of MDL, now Premier. And I think this team, they did make their first roster change in well over a year. They lost their coach as well due to military deployment. So we'll see what the Red, Black, Gold are able to come up with here in this season. I would keep an eye out for this team, though I think they have a good amount of potential, a good veteran core of players that have played together for so long and have done well consistently against top or higher level teams in North America, the Chaoses and the Triumphs of the world, and definitely a big one to keep an eyeball on. Imperium. They added Valens. They have Sezi, Rise, J-Dubs, and Sherps on the starting lineup. I think this team has some potential, especially given the leadership of Valens, who I'm going to 99.9% assume is going to be IGLing them. What Soam can do with this team, that remains to be seen, but I think that he could grow these players into very solid Counter-Strike players. So I'm thinking maybe if they do make it into playoffs towards the bottom of the table, but who knows how fast Valens can grow this team. I think he's going to be the X factor. What can his experience and leadership bring to this roster to elevate the players around him? Big Chillin, the fan favorites. Everybody loves these guys. Big Chillin, great merch, by the way. They just dropped a winter line, and if you didn't snag any of those items, they are unfortunately gone. But hats off to the Big Chillin guys. MDL team now. Frosty, K, Axed, Micro, Braun, and Monk. Overall, a solid level team. I think they can make playoffs if they do well enough in the best of 3 aspect. I think this is going to be a big question mark for a lot of teams. I keep saying that fact, is how are these teams going to perform in best of 3s instead of best of 1s? It's going to make it a lot harder on a lot of these teams that have made roster changes. But I think that the Big Chillin squad can definitely come through in a big way here. I won't say it's going to be a chill season for them. They will have to work their tails off, but they can make their way out of the pond and into the pool. Also, shout out to Big Chillin. Go check out their shop. It's right there. I'll link it in the description too. Great guys over there at Big Chillin. Can't say enough about them. Secret Club. What are you going to give me this season, Secret Club? You had some moments last season. Wolfie, Jitter, Civ, Classia, and Slight. Not so sure how exactly this team is going to perform. Jitter, definitely a team to keep an eye on. They will not have Wrath this season. I thought Wrath was a very critical part of that roster in the last season. But I think this roster could still do some damage. Keep them an eye out towards the tail end of playoffs, and I think that they could come back and battle for a playoff spot when the going gets tough and when we get towards the end of the season. That's another thing I'm really looking forward to, too, is how good those storylines are going to get when we get to the end of the season, when we get to where teams are going to be playing for playoffs. It's going to get hectic, it's going to get great, it's going to get so fun. Oh, I can't wait. Third Impact now. Our boy Walker over here on Third Impact. Grape, insane, top-class, underrated IGL in North America. Brett as well on this roster. Brett and Grape, two spectacular young fraggers. Walker, a very solid opper. Danger's veteran of the game. Lucid, I believe, is going to be coaching here. Yeah, Lucid is coaching the Third Impact roster. Insane, a very good IGL. So I think this team's going to be a fun one to keep an eye on. Should be a very good squad, depending on how much work they've put in. And really, look for Brett and Grape to have pop-off seasons here. Grape and Viz, again, I said, they were some of my favorites to watch coming up from Advanced. And they might not be on the same team anymore, but they definitely will still give us some highlights. So this Third Impact team should be one to watch and should be one to really keep an eye on. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they're going to be capable of, especially with Walker, to another veteran to add to the team with Dangerous. So should be a fun team to watch overall. And now the last one, Hate's Chess Club. Hate, Nox, Rin, Johan, and Wilkie. You know, they could do all right. They could do decent. They could make playoffs. That's the thing about Group B, is that every team could realistically make playoffs, I think. But which teams actually will is going to be a better story. Which teams will thrive in the best of three environment is going to be a better story. I think, like Third Impact, they should do very well in best of threes. They have Dane, they have Walker, they have Insane. This team should do well in the best of threes. But now let's go over to the groups again and really go over it. Let's see if I can get these things right. I'm going to give you a rough guesstimate here. What I think is going to be top. Triumph, number 1. High Coast, number 2. Third Impact, number 3. That's going to be my gamble calls that Third Impact make number 3. Then I'm going to throw RBG, number 4. Big Chillin, number 5, Rugrats, number 6, Rebirth, number 7. The reason I say Rebirth, number 7, let me look at their roster again. I don't know who they're having as the starting 5. If I knew more who they were having as the starting 5, it could give me a little more of a set idea of who I think is what they're going to place. But there's too many different variables right now to really give them a set spot. Hates Chess Club at 9, Secret Club at 10. I think that the lack of Wrath is really going to hurt them, and it's a different roster from last season too. With I believe the additions of Civ and Slight, I don't think that they will make it to playoffs. Where they will actually place, I don't know, but I don't know if they're going to make playoffs. Something tells me that they're not. Nothing against these guys. I just feel like this is their group of death, and unfortunately some of these teams are not going to make playoffs. But overall, guys, again, please do leave a subscribe. If you are new, tap that bell for notifications too. And also, folks, if you liked or didn't like what I thought, please leave a comment down there below. Tell me what you thought. And if you did enjoy, please drop a like on that video too. It really helps me out. And again, that sub, try to hit 50 by the end of January. 15 days to go from the time this video goes live. So please do help me out there, folks. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great time, and I'll see you next time.